Okay. So you made a very exciting and interesting TV series. No, really, I mean it. Also, I think how you change tone is very interesting. The first two parts are very different than from what is coming after.
Yeah.
Could you maybe tell us in the beginning how you came up with the idea? And I read up that some are professional actors, others are not. So maybe you can just tell us in the beginning about the setting of your series.
I guess I was interested in doing something. You know, I had part in the original series Betty Pool, which was
I know.
later on became in treatment, and something, you know, I wanted to continue this sort of idea of relationship between in treatment. It's a psychologist, it's a therapist, and I was thinking about social workers, but then I wanted to do something also that has tension inside it, because I really like tension TV series, and this what made me do this. This is the way that this idea came up of dealing with therapy, but also with tension and suspense. And I started research as I do a lot. And while I was doing research, I was um, becoming aware of how hard rehab of ex-cons is in Israel, and how little budgets do we have for this, and how much the social workers work is so hard, and it's like they're sort of angels, you know, in the life of these people. And becoming aware of these extraordinary relationships that came to life in front of my eyes, we reached this place of rehab, what I think you call in English, I think it's called halfway home or something like this. And we saw this very special place, and we decided to set the drama in a place that is filled with people that are combining so many parts of Israel. You have Israeli Arabs, you have people that come from immigrants from Russia, from Ethiopia, from all around, and the social workers that also come from different grounds, and together we build the TV series on these characters.
And how was the distribution? I mean, I read that some people were from that background in real life. Is that true?
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, when you research and you understand, you know, you see these places we went through were really hard places, and we started doing. When I say we, I mean my co-creator of the TV series, Ram Nehari, and we. In this research, we understood that we cannot cast this as a normal TV series. You understand? We just cannot. We need to combine ex-cons into this work from two reasons. One reason is because we wanted to take part in this rehabilitation and we wanted to give chances. And the other reason is because we understood that you cannot cast this TV series normally. You want to have this realistic feeling inside, and this is why we all the cast is in some way has to do with the people that we're talking about. For instance, our main social worker an actress that actually is working 10 years now as a social worker. I mean, I don't think she got the part because of this. I think she got the part because she was sick of acting and she wanted to do something, you know, for herself and for the world. And so almost all of the cast has, in some way, has some parts of him that in their life, they knew what they were talking about and they knew what they were doing. One of the main characters, he, uh, he wasn't in prison, but he is an actor, but he had a very rough life, and he also knew exactly what he was talking about and what was he doing in the TV series.
I had a lot to do with BT Pool lately, because as you may know, on Arte, there was the French version of it at the beginning of the year. And Arte had the great idea for the first time to show the original series that was never shown in Germany before. And it's on the Mediathek now, so you can watch it online with subtitles. It's even the Israeli, the Hebrew original version. And it was so hard for me because I always tried to watch the Israeli series, and it wasn't easy at all to see it, you know, because there are no DVDs on it. The Israeli DVD doesn't have English subtitles. So for the first time I could really follow, I could also watch your work. And I mean, it has become such a phenomenon. I think there has never been a TV series with so many international adaptations. So how do you explain this? What made it so unique? Because in the beginning it was classic TV. There was no Netflix, no anything. And now it keeps going on. Netflix made a 4th season. What do you think made BT Pool so special?
Well, I think, you know, it's the main idea is brilliant. But by Hagai Levi, the main creator of the TV series, and the main idea is, you know, having two people in a room talking. This is something that is very appealing for television broadcasters. You know, they can have two people shoot a chapter in. We shot it in 1 day. They shot it in 2 days, and still it's very interesting for people to watch. So this is an excellent idea. I think a lot of Israelis' ideas for television are very low budget ideas, but still interesting, and therefore they're appealing for television, for a lot of broadcasters. Although right now it's changing because the Israelis creators, they are beginning to think more wide, more big, more like fauda action, you know, and everything is becoming available, sort of breaking this ceiling of glass. You know, they're exploring new territories. But yeah, Betty Pool in treatment was the first one, and I think the idea was brilliant and appealing because it was actually very, very cheap.
How is it with your news series? Just for today, has there been already has there been interest from abroad? Because I think this new format is also genius, and you can also tell more stories than the stories you told in Israel.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure I understood the beginning of the question, so I'm
okay.
not sure.
So I just wanted to know, have you been contacted for foreign adaptations of Just for Today?
Oh yes, well, I'm not in. It's not my work. I'm not the one who's doing that. But there are sort of different interests from different places. But there's not like a place that it's like going to right now that is like a closed deal or something like this. I think. I think we will find a place. There were a few options, but the people who are dealing with that, they didn't want it yet, so they're looking for something different. So I'm not sure when it's going to happen, but hopefully it will. It takes time. They tell me it takes time.
I noticed that it was produced by Yes, Israeli TV station, if I'm well informed. Can you maybe tell us more? We don't know so much about it, and I know they have been behind other really exciting TV shows and TV series.
Yes.
Sorry. Sorry.
Sure. Yes, is a satellite television in Israel. It's like cables, but on satellite. It's like we have two platforms, you say, that are not like national television. That they are based on not on commercials, but on you know, people that buy
Subscribers.
Yeah, so subscribers, thank you. So they can actually do more interesting drama because of that. And they do. Yes, it's a great platform for creation. You know, they did Fauda. With me, they did Just for Today, but they have so many other brilliant shows. They're very, very, very high-end content, and very, very nice TV shows coming out from there. From their platform.
You explained to us that that for you also, you wanted to show how difficult it is for ex-cons to live after, and that it's all not well financed. I mean, you showing us an institution, a hostel that's being shut down, for instance. What impact did your series have in Israel when it was broadcast?
Not enough. Nothing changed. Maybe little. Now actually something has changed in the budget for the welfare of office. I'm sorry about my English that it's so not accurate, but I'll try to say in Israel, and as in Israel, in most of the world, I think about 55% of the people coming out of prison will come back to prison in the next 2 years. And one of the places that had real extreme success, 95% of success in rehab of ex-cons was the hostels, that the houses that I did the TV series about, and they shut almost all of them in Israel. Only 2 were kept because of budget problems, because you know it's very expensive. But now something has changed in Israel, and I guess it's happening in other places. Governments understand that it's much more expensive for them to deal with the person coming in and out of jail than to actually help him in rehab. So they are putting more budgets into rehab. We have this thing that is called like society court. It's hard for me to translate, but the idea is that the court is also becoming a help in the rehab of the person who's coming to court. And this is also something very, very special that is going on. So there's a lot of people trying to think out of the box and to help with this, but there's still huge problems with the budgets. That's the main problem. Yeah.
I think what makes these series so special, and that was also already the case in BT Pool, is how well you tell ordinary lives also. I mean, they have special histories, but in the end, even if we are not criminals, even if we don't go to a shrink, as an audience, we can identify with at least some of the problems, like problems with the parents one has, you know, or other things. So I think that's for me a reason why I'm totally glued to the stories, and I want to know more. And I think that's something that makes you special also as a filmmaker. So where does this interest come from?
Well, I guess to begin with, we thought we don't want to have like your normally like math theory, you know, that people that are growing up to become criminals. We didn't want that. We wanted people that were almost like could have a normal life, but something, you know, changed their path. Usually it was in their youth, and they become and this change, they they are being thrown into like a circle that you cannot leave, and you become and they become criminals. And I think because they were like they could have been normal, and you could see that. When again, I would say normal because I know there's nothing normal about anyone, but they could have a normal life and careers, and this is what makes them so close to all of us, because you see them and you think, okay, they could have had a normal life, and then again you could see yourself inside them, and you understand that it's a lot about neglection. You say neglection that they went through, and violence and neglection that happened to them, and it's like a circle that you cannot leave. And I think because a lot of them, their heart is in the right place, and something has broke in their life and changed them forever. And this is things that we saw in the research, because you know most of the criminals that you have in prisons are not like, they didn't grow up in mafia style and become like killers and stuff like this. Most of them are people that the writing was on the wall. You could see it. Some of them were going through very hard things in childhood, like being locked in the toilet for 8-9 hours, and things like that. That the writing is on the wall, and then they grow up and they cannot escape this circle. And this is what we try to show, and we try to show how gray and hard is to rehab them, to help them believe in a connection between people, and to believe in themselves, and what is the part that the social worker have there. And of course, we wanted to show how the social workers themselves, sometimes they are craving to save them, but also trying to save themselves. And this relationship was the inspiration for the whole series.
How happy are you generally, like, with this new boom of TV series and of serial storytelling? What does it give you as a filmmaker? Because you're doing both. You're doing films and you're doing series.
I enjoy both worlds, I guess. I mean, I don't know. You know, each time I do one of them, I little bit miss the other. I would say that maybe if I'm completely honest with myself, I would want to be a filmmaker that makes only films. But then again, I have to admit that I enjoy television very much. So I'm really divided, and I'm enjoying both worlds. I guess when I do television, when I direct television, I miss the open space in the shooting, you know, because when you shoot television, you have so little time, especially in Israel. We shoot so quickly television. We shoot a chapter of, for instance, of Just for Today is shot in 5 days. 5 days is extremely hard, you know. We shoot like 10 minutes a day, sometimes 12. In a good day, we shoot 8.5 minutes. So you have so little time, and this is very hard, and this makes everything very, very hard. And you know, you have to carry on your shoulder all the 8 to 10 chapters. You know them by heart, and you shoot every day scenes from this chapter, this chapter, this chapter. It's not like in America that you shoot chronologically, and you have more, I guess, more space. So this is something that I miss when I do television. But there's also something beautiful in television for me. You can show a very epic arc of a hero, and so I enjoy both worlds very much, and I try to, you know, I try to do them both.
Thank you so much for taking time,
Sure.
and hope to see you again soon.
Thank you for having my TV series in your festival.
Yes, yes. You are welcome.
I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you.